Welcome to Monologues by Hassie, where I'm going to be dropping unsolicited brain dumps from the depths of my grey matter. I'll talk about life, money, society, and self-development, plus whatever else lies up there, whilst hopefully not getting cancelled in the process. Getting into a rut is incredibly easy. I've fallen into a rut since about June, and I'm not going to make too many excuses because making excuses is horrible. But I basically had COVID in June. I went on holiday in July. I ended a new role and started a new role in August, and it's September now, and I feel like I'm just kind of getting back to the place I was before all of that happened. So I mean, before all of those things happened, I was in a state where I was exercising 4 times a week. I was, eating vegetables every day, doing, just a little bit of meditation, like 5 to 10 minutes of meditation. But the important thing was I was doing it consistently every day. I was learning new things about technology that I want to learn, both for my personal interest and because I want to become a really good technologist, right? And all of those kind of good habits kind of dissipated. Fair enough, I got COVID. And then I went on holiday, right? Your routines are meant to get interrupted, but it's taken such a long time to kind of get back on track. And what I realize is when we fall into a rut, I think the biggest kind of false expectation we can have of ourselves is that we're going to get out of that rut all at once. And what I mean is it's like we're going to go from being in a rut where we've kind of lost all our good habits and all of a sudden go to that state that I was at, pre-COVID. But what I've realized is it's been about 4 months since all that's happened, and I've probably only re-established a few of those habits. So in the last month, I've finally gotten back to consistently working out 4 times a week, right? Deliberate, intentional exercise, right? 4 times a week. And I've only just had 1 month of consistently doing that. So I can say, great, that habit has been established. And I think if I tried to re-implement everything that I had going before I got COVID, I probably wouldn't have gotten anywhere. I would have just felt shit about myself. So when we're in ruts, I think we've got to give ourselves some slack, but we've got to look at just hone in on one single habit, get that up and running, and only then should we go pick up the next habit and the next one, and so on and so forth, right? It's like the whole stovetop theory of performance, right? We can have many different priorities in our lives, and it's like having 4, multiple pots of water on different stoves in our stovetop. The only problem is if we try to boil all those pots at the same time, well, there's not enough energy, there's not enough gas to get any of the pots to boil. So you just get these kind of lukewarmish pots. So what we might have to do is we might have to temporarily turn down the burners on these other pots and focus just on one pot and really crank the heat up on that one pot, wait till it starts boiling, and then we can focus on all the other pots, right? Once it's boiling, we can turn the heat back down. Once it's boiling, it's easier to keep it boiling. It requires less energy. And with our habits and our personal life, it's no different. So now that I've got exercise back on track, the other thing I've started doing is reading almost religiously. Many things. I've been using I commute to the office twice a week, and I've been using my morning and afternoon commute. So I get roughly maybe 1.5 to 2 hours. I've been using that to read books on software, so relevant to the field of work I'm in. But then on the weekends, I will read self-development. I'll read books outside kind of my core domain. And I've just made this like a religious habit. But I think if I tried to do everything at once, I would have just stayed in my rut longer. And the beautiful thing is, I think if you focus on something like exercise first, there are flow-on effects. You just start feeling better in general. It makes it easier to pick other things up. You make your machine more efficient. And I think that's a very important thing. So yeah, look, getting in ruts happens. I think it's normal to have your flows disrupted by many things, positive and negative. I mean, arguably, my rut has been caused by relatively positive things, with the exception of getting COVID. I mean, going on holiday, starting a new job, starting a new role, something that I really wanted as well. All very positive things. And to, I think, an external observer, it might seem that so much happened in my life in the last 3 months, right? I took part in basically a newsworthy event, right? Protest in Sri Lanka. I became a software engineer officially. So I transitioned from data analytics and data engineering into software, which is something I've been pursuing for a while. And yeah, to the external observer, it looks like I've achieved all these things. But internally, I've felt like shit because I've lost all those great habits that I was doing. And the funny thing is, the good things that happened to me in those past 3 months, it's not because I did something immediately. It's because I did something 12, 24 months ago. So if I want those positive results in the next 12 months or 24 months, it's based on the work I do now. If I let a rut go on for too long, it's fine. I can stagnate, but everything good that has happened in the last 3 months is because of something that I've done in the past. So the fact that I've been, I guess, in a state of lower efficiency for the last 3 months means that I'm currently not yielding, I guess, very many positive outcomes, right? There's a lag effect on success. And it's just about getting back into that. So I think, yeah, the big takeaway is when we do find ourselves in a rut, it's probably good to acknowledge it, but then not to have, I think, an insane expectation that we're going to magically pick everything up just the way it was before we lost track. You've just made it through another episode of Monologues by Hassie. It brings me great pleasure to know that you made it to the end. To listen to more episodes, subscribe on your favorite podcast app or visit monologuesbyhassie.com. Thanks for swinging by.